Hello everyone, welcome to the Serial Hobbyist YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, thanks for joining me, and if you're a subscriber, thank you for supporting the channel as always. In front of me, I have a bunch of resin cubes. These are custom-made backgammon doubling cubes that I have been working on since September. This is gonna be a brief video where I tell you about the process of making these cubes, what I've learned along the way, and tell you about how you can get one for yourself. Now, I'm a man of many hobbies, hence why the channel is called The Serial Hobbyist. I dive into all sorts of things. Every few months, I find a new passion, and lately I was like, I wanna branch out within backgammon and make some custom doubling cubes. I found a video on D&D dice making. It intrigued me. I bought a handful of supplies. I'm like, maybe I could make some of these for a few bucks. Now, $500 later and a ton of equipment and hundreds of hours of time and lots of messed up cubes, I finally have a product that I'm excited to share with all of you. So I've learned a lot along the way making these things. So all the cubes you see in the back here, these are all, well, not all, these are some of the failures. Everything from not pouring enough resin, so I've got like a void here in this cube, using the wrong bit, so I've got really sharp edges on my numbers, not aligning the bit correctly, not using a pressure chamber for the dice, and I've got like bubbles and holes, errors with the carving pattern, all sorts of things. So these are all failed cubes. I've probably made a couple dozen that did not work out. But finally, I feel like I've got my process figured out, perfected. So let me switch to a voiceover and you can hear more about how these cubes are made. The process starts by mixing the two parts of the epoxy resin and stirring for a long time. After that, you add your pigment. I have a variety of pigment powders, pastes, alcohol ink drops. I can make tons of different colors. Then I smooth out the mold, use a lighter to take bubbles off of the top, which was one of the toughest parts of making these initially. Eventually led to me buying this pressure pot, which you'll see in just a moment. This allows me to compress the air bubbles in the resin down to a microscopic level so you can't see it in the final cube and you have a nice, clear, transparent cube all the way through. Throw the lid on, pressurize this sucker up to 40 PSI and let it sit for the next 1 to 2 days so that the resin can completely harden. Now, once I pull the cube out of the pressure pot, there's some flashing on the top because I overfill the mold, so that needs to come off. I head over to my tiny little belt sander here and use a fine grit sandpaper to take down the extra flashing so that that face of the cube is flush with the rest. This sanding and polishing is one of the toughest parts, or at least the most time-intensive portions, because the cube will get sanded over the course of like 10 to 12 different grits of sandpaper, all the way up to 10,000 grit. And then finally, after going through all those different grits, we go back to the bench sander, to the buffing wheel, and we use some car plastic buffing polish to take out all of the fine micro scratches and give it a nice shine. Now, after we get the cube cast and pulled out of the mold and sanded and polished, we need to carve the numbers. So each cube is carved individually. I use this little guide that I made on my 3D printer to mark the center of the cube. Then I put it onto my little CNC machine. This took so much time to learn how to use correctly. You have to align the cube exactly with the center, get the depth right, get your files correct. Finding fonts that worked well was a chore, but now I finally got some that look really nice and carve really well. The numbers are smooth, they're not sharp, they're the perfect depth, and they ink really well once we get to filling in the colors. So I've got a variety of different paints here: gold, black, white, yellow, blue. I shake it up so it's nice and mixed, and then I use a needle tip applicator to put the paint down into the numbers. This is a process that requires multiple coats. I have to go back over it. Every time I wipe the excess paint off, it pulls a little paint out, so I have to do this layer by layer to get a nice finish. But once we do that, you're left with the cube that looks absolutely stunning, has a nice polished mirror finish, and is worthy of being in your nicest backgammon sets. It's been a labor of love, but I have loved doing it. So that is how I make these doubling cubes. A lot of time, a lot of energy and work goes into making all these, but it's a really fun passion project of mine, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with all of you. So my plan is going to be this. Every week or two, I'm gonna make a couple of cubes. I can't do a lot at once. They're all handmade one at a time. So I'm gonna make some, I'm gonna post them either on my Instagram, which is DJ Jordan Nelson, I'll include a link down below, or on the Facebook Backgammon groups. If you like one of the cubes that I make, you're welcome to snatch it up there. The cubes to start out, they may go up in the future, but I think $50 is where I'm going to put these 39mm cubes at with $5 shipping. They may go up as I refine the process, or if I do larger cubes, or just as I get better and better at doing it, but they're pretty dang awesome right now. If you like what I post, you can grab one there. If there's something custom that you want to see, you're welcome to message me and let me know. I have already got a list of people who have ideas that they want to made, so I can just add you to the list and I'll go down in order and say, hey, you're up. What do you want to have on your cube? And I can get it made for you. So $50, $5 shipping anywhere in the US. This one is my only one available right now. These are all from my personal collection. This is a really beautiful like orange creamsicle with like silver numbering. I really like this guy. You'll see some pictures either on my Facebook or Instagram. I may make a new Instagram page just to post these cubes, and if I do, you will see a link to that down below. I've been brainstorming ideas for a business name. I am from Southern Utah. I'm gonna be moving back there next year by Zion National Park. I really like the beauty of Zion National Park, and some of these cubes remind me of those like red desert landscapes. So I was thinking the Zion Cube Co., I think is what my name is gonna be for these. But I appreciate those of you that have already supported me in this cube making journey. Some people have already purchased cubes and added them to their collection, and hopefully you can do the same. I really appreciate you just for watching this video today, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any videos in the future. That's gonna be it for today. Look out for more great videos coming in the future.